Hi everybody, Rick Donovan here, owner of Donovan Photographics, founder of Masters of the Wall Portrait Seminars, and creator of Peace Through Profit, a website that helps artists sell their work without selling their soul. And how do you sell? You sell with confidence. That's what we're going to talk about today, is confidence. I have 10 tips for building your confidence. Most of these are very practical things you probably already know. And there might be one really crazy one in there. So bear with me. Confidence is something that you need to have as an artist in your work. Because if you have confidence in your work, your clients will have confidence in you. I'm not talking about huge overinflated egos. I'm talking about confidence. There's a big difference. Your clients will know the difference instinctively. And if you have confidence, some of this stuff is going to be a little bit difficult because you already don't have confidence. So to do these things might seem really, really hard for you. They are very simple, and I really encourage you to do it no matter what. I'd like to hold you accountable to that. Number one, call your best client, the one who you know loves you, the one maybe who spent the most and just thinks you're the greatest thing in the world. Call that person and say, hey, if I were to buy your portrait back from you, how much would you sell it for? And do it with a smile on your face. Oh, by the way, smiling as you're talking to somebody on the phone, and by the way, no emails, no text messages. Has to be a phone call. Okay, here it goes. Hi, this is your artist. If I were to buy your portrait back from you, what would you sell it for? Or another way to phrase that is, if I were to give you a full refund and you lost the use of your portraits for the rest of your life, would you do that? They're going to say no. I've done this before, especially when I wasn't feeling too confident about myself, and the client actually told me that I was crazy for even asking the question. And I offered a full refund. I said, well, how about if I doubled it? And there was a bit of a pause, and he says, no. You'll be amazed at how much that builds your confidence. We have a lack of confidence because we feel like we're artists and we shouldn't even be selling our work, or it's always too much because our clients complain. Don't worry about it. Do this. That one thing right there will change your perspective. Number two, affirmations. Now, a lot of coaches teach affirmations. I do affirmations, but when I do affirmations that my coaches tell me to, or some of the videos that I watch, and I do a lot of ongoing education, my subconscious knows I'm lying. So I have to do true affirmations, things I know are true about me. Things that I know other people have said. You have a great smile. Oh, thank you. I think, well, okay, there's an affirmation. I can use that because I didn't say it. If I say it, it just doesn't seem to carry any weight in my subconscious. I tried these affirmations. I'm the greatest. It just doesn't work. I have to use things that other people have told me. Do the same. People have told you how good you are. They told you how much they love your work. Use those affirmations. Tell yourself over and over again, man, I'm good. That one client, they kept telling me how wonderful I was, and those other people thought that I was the best thing that ever happened to them, and how much they treasure the images. Tell yourself those affirmations, okay? Number three, this is really simple. I believe that a lack of self-esteem and self-confidence can be learned, and is learned. You're not born with a lack of self-esteem. You have to learn that. It can be unlearned, or you can relearn a new confidence, a new way of thinking. Learn to be confident. Teach yourself. Continually work on your own self-confidence. It's a job. It's a learning skill. It's a skill that you can learn. Learn to be confident. Sometimes it's a matter of fake it till you make it. One of my coaches called that limbic lag. I don't think that's supposed to be some sort of technical term for fake it till you make it. But it's true. Stand up straighter, start acting a little more confident, and go, hey, I can do this. You'd be amazed what that will do for you. Okay, here's a crazy one. Number 4. Do something stupid stupid, something crazy that you know will probably fail. But don't worry about the outcome. Just do something nuts and have a good time doing it. Have no worries about whether you're successful or not. Just step outside and do something you thought you would never do. Ask for a huge order. Ask face the rejection, even though you know you might get rejected, which is tough on our self-confidence. Do it. And do not worry about the outcome. Just do it. Number 5, expect positive results. Your expectations have a lot to do with how you feel and you're self-confident. If you look at your work and you go, oh man, they're not going to like these. I better call them up and suggest retakes. Oh, these are awful. Well, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You've really got to give yourself a break. All right? I mean, start visualizing and looking at things in a really positive light. Visualize clearly, which ties in with number 5. Number 6, visualize what you want, visualize your outcome clearly. Picture it in your mind. I do this before a client comes in. I pace up and down the hallway. I think about all my great clients and I start visualizing what these people really need. I've met with them, I understand them. They have 2 kids who are already gone in college, and their youngest is 18. They're going to be going away. She's going to be suffering from empty nest syndrome, and I have to be empathetic to that. And I start visualizing, what would I want if I were her? If I were the dad, how would I see that portrait? What would I want? An album and a nice portrait on the wall would be great. And a collection. Oh yeah, and that way when they come in, you're now ready, and you have an idea of what you would do if you were them. Not because what you would do if you were the photographer and you want a big order, but what you would do if you were them. Visualize it clearly. That's just an example. There's all kinds of examples. Whatever it is, you go into a meeting or you're just going to lunch. Visualize clearly a really great positive result. You're meeting with your wife or you're dating somebody. Visualize really positive results. You're teaching your kids. Visualize those positive results. Number 7, negative self-talk. Negative self-talk is like taking a knife and then turning it after you've jabbed somebody. It's just something that is continually nagging and burning in our souls. Got to stop it. Start being aware of it. When you catch yourself doing the negative self-talk, and we all do it, me included, okay? When I catch myself, I say, hey, that's negative self-talk, and you know what? That's a lie. That person who's talking in my ear, they're a liar. And I call them on it. Accuse your liar. Accuse whoever it is who's talking in your ear and telling you all these negative things. Accuse them of what they are, a liar. You are better than that, and you know it deep down inside. Don't let them beat you up. Don't let your subconscious thoughts override your positive thoughts. Let your positive thoughts become your subconscious thoughts. It's a new way of thinking. Call your liar on it. Let them know that you're not going to take it anymore and you're not going to listen to that stuff. Number 8, ignore the negative as a negative. See it as a gift. Something happens to you, it's not a problem, it's an opportunity. Using that kind of language is powerful. All of a sudden, you don't have a problem, you have an opportunity. It's a gift. It's like, oh wow, what can I learn from this? Wow, I'm so glad this happened. I know it sounds nuts, but seriously, I've had clients come in that were just angry and mad and they wanted to sue me, and it's like, well, what a great opportunity. I have a learning experience here that will help me later in life. It doesn't matter how big the order was, what the money was. What matters is, what did I learn from that to make me a better photographer, a better businessman, a better person? See these negatives as gifts. Look at it from a whole different perspective. You have no idea what that can do for your future, your perspective, and your positive thinking. It'll make you feel amazing. Number 9, see the best in you and your clients. Sometimes you get a cranky client. You have somebody coming in and they're lackluster. Maybe there's something going on in their life that you just don't understand. Be empathetic. It's like, you know what? Maybe I don't know. Maybe somebody died in their family. You don't know anything about it. Maybe they're having trouble in their marriage, and this portrait is just something they actually need, but just can't see themselves owning. You just don't know what's going on. See the best in your clients. Assume the best in yourself. If there's something going on in your life, don't project that to your client. You want to project something positive to your client. You want to project that image that they really deserve to have. And expect the best from yourself. You know sometimes that you can do things better. We do this in photography by nature. We take a portrait, we look at it, we go, oh man, I could have done this better, or I could have lit it different. Oh, everything. That's great. Do that in your business as well. Don't do it just with photography, but extend that to the way that you do business and sales and client interaction. See the best in yourself, perform the best that you can, and continually strive to be the best that you can. When you look over your work and you critique your work, don't beat yourself up, but look at it as an opportunity to become better at what you do. Be the best. Number 10, inventory your accomplishments. Make a list of all the things that you have done in your lifetime that you feel are noteworthy, even if maybe nobody else does. When I was 8 years old, I did a 20-mile walk for the March of Dimes. I'd forgotten all about that until my coach brought it up to me, or brought the idea up to me, and I started thinking about it. That was kind of a big deal for 8 or 9 years old. For a kid to walk 20 miles, that's something noteworthy. It may seem small to you now, but it was a lot then. Go back in your past, no matter how far it is. Make a list of all your accomplishments, things that you've done that were maybe a little bit outside of what's normal, or outside of maybe even what you would do today. Make that list, write it down, look it over. You'll realize that you've accomplished a whole lot more than even you think you have. 11 and a half, or 10 and a half, number 11, if you will. Most important, too. Now you've waited to the end here. Here it is. My wife gave me this. I was feeling down. I'm an artist, so when it comes to my photography, I'm overly sensitive. Somebody doesn't like what I do, and I go down. I can have 10 clients tell me, Donovan, you're the most wonderful thing that ever happened. My portraits are blah, 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 and I discount it because I have one client who comes in and goes, well, I didn't really like the portraits, and I'm crushed. One client wipes out 10 glowing compliments. I know it's unfair, but that's who I am. Maybe you're like this. I don't know if you can relate to that or not, but wow. My wife did this one day when I had a client coming in to order. She realized that she wasn't going to get that trip to Mexico unless she can bring me back up to where I needed to be. She took my 10 best orders that I'd ever had, and she clipped into my clipboard that I use when I go in and do my sales presentation to my clients. And she says, I want you to look at every one of these. These people love you. They love you. And I go, oh, nobody loves me right now. She goes, look at these. And she made me look at all these orders. I looked at the numbers. And at the time, the numbers were translating into, I love you. That's what I heard when I saw these order numbers. I went, wow, these people do love me. And truly, I think it is an expression of appreciation when clients write you large checks. And I looked at those 10 checks and those 10 receipts, and I went, wow, that's pretty amazing. They were pretty big. I was very excited when that client came in to order. My order was fabulous because of how I became after looking at these wonderful checks my clients had written to me. Do that. It's a wonderful cure for if you're feeling down, like no one likes you, you can't do this anymore. Get your 10 best orders, look at them, and just remind yourself people really, really do love you. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I did, and hope that it brings you great success. Take care now.